Podcast, your high source for discussions on horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. And now here are your hosts, Izzy and Matt.
And welcome back to the Cinebud Podcast. We are your hosts, Izzy.
And I'm Matt.
And tonight, we're going to go ahead and talk about, what is it, Alita? Attila? What's it called again?
Alita Battle Angel.
All right, that is our hot topic of the night. But first off, in our, about our...
Video games.
Oh, fuck that up. That's what I'm saying on
Right.
our video game section. We're going to go ahead and start off with little bits here and there that happen. For example, recently in Monster Hunter World, I know we talked about it a little bit before, like Witcher 3 was having like a crossover with this series. Like, for example, in this game for Monster Hunter World, you immediately see the graphical change. Because now he's all like Capcomed out, you know, like with their like soft aesthetics.
Yeah, that's what you were
and
telling
stuff.
me.
But they try to keep him as detailed as possible, like he is in the main game.
That's good.
But yeah, it's the same voice actor. I can't recall his name right now. But basically, you go on a quest where you only play as Geralt, and you go through and battle one of the monsters that inhabited this world. Like you both came through like some portal or something like that, right? Anyway, you battle it just like battling any other monster in the world. So like combat's different, yet you're still using like his traditional weaponry, health items, stuff like that. But they work in the same mechanics as the main game.
To his whole deal, is he?
Right.
He has like like a specific sword, and I know he has like
So since you're battling monsters, you only use the silver sword. Like he doesn't even use the steel sword. It's just the silver one because that's like his monster slaying sword.
Right.
Which is funny because they're like, we're hunters. And he's like, yeah, I'm a slayer myself or something like that. Which is funny because, yeah, of course, like it doesn't bring in any gore effects or anything like that.
Sure.
But you're still slaying monsters essentially. But it's pretty cool as Geralt that you're being able to do that. Eventually, you're able to go ahead and unlock him as what they call layered armor. They had one recently.
And play through the normal game looking like him.
Right.
Cool.
But he also has like his own skills that are fixed to him.
Nice.
As well as like certain weapons, stuff like that. It's kind of like how Ryu was in their Street Fighter crossover beforehand.
Dude, stuff like that always reminds me of like Tony Hawk back when you could unlock like Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And
or unlock Officer Dan or whatever it was.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Oh, he was like an Easter egg in every single one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure like yeah, with that crossover though, like I don't know, I imagined it'd be a little weaker, but I enjoyed it. It's really cool. And then I'm not sure if you can craft weapon or any type of armor besides Geralt himself from it. But now after you beat that monster, you're not forced to just play as Geralt. You can now play as your normal hunter and take on that same monster that you did before.
That's pretty cool.
And he's pretty hard, so I was like, cool, now I can play as my own guy.
Right.
I mean, Geralt was cool, but like he was fixed with his own thing, you know, like he doesn't have my setup that I usually roll with, and I was kind of foreign at first. I was like,
well, for sure, it's starting from scratch for like a new character.
Yeah, I thought I could use my guy, and he was like tagging along or something, and I'm like, oh, what?
That's what I like about DLC. Sometimes it makes you start over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this next one I'm about to talk about, and that's Resident Evil 2, the remake. We're gonna be talking like that, about this game a lot.
Talk about it.
As you know, they're saying anyway, there's going to be like more updates, more free DLC as this one was as well. Right. What they did is they went ahead and released 3 new game modes, or essentially 3 mini scenarios. They're like what if stories to these certain side characters that pop up in the story for either Leon or Claire in the main story. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool. Like they basically their game mode is kind of similar to like the mini game you unlock at the end if you beat the game, like with Hunk, or you unlock Hunk and Tofu Man, which I recently did unlock. And anyway, it's kind of like the same map setup and kind of areas, except with these people, they have like special zombies. For example, there's this one guy, there's a gun shop owner who his daughter eventually like dies, turns into a zombie.
Okay.
His special zombie though are these poisonous gas zombies. They're basically purple looking. You see them emitting like the poison gas. If you shoot them, and they'll explode, and then they'll emit that
That's
for a
cool.
few seconds. So you
Right.
gotta like kind of be strategic about it.
About where you take them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think they can take out others, which would be really cool. Like if a liquor was right there and pop one, like
Right.
it just poisons.
That
his
would be
ass.
cool.
And then with the mayor, the mayor's daughter, you play as her in her scenario. Her special zombie. Every zombie has like loot packs too. You can shoot off them and grab stuff because there's nothing to pick up. That's your pickups.
Okay.
And then with
Once you get your kill.
exactly.
It's kind of like Breath of the Wild. Once you defeat hard enemies, you get their weapons.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's like Dark Souls. I remember that.
Tight.
Yeah. I love that.
I should play that game. I
Yeah.
swear to God, that's been
That
a
or
theme.
Salt and Sanctuary. That just came out on Xbox One, and I've been
Salt
playing
and
that.
Sanctuary.
It's Dark Souls, but 2D, like hand drawn.
I'm into it.
It's,
already
it's
sold.
very Dark Souls.
And I
like they
haven't
have
even
like
played
little
Dark Souls.
bonfires you go to and
Are
save.
there like big giant enemies too? Tight.
yeah,
I'm into it.
old hardcore, but
So-
another episode. So for anyway, back to Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The girl, I can't recall her special zombie. I didn't play as her so much, but then there's another soldier that's like Hunk, and his name is Ghost.
Okay.
And with his scenario, he has armored zombies. So you got to find like these weak points, like these fleshy parts, or they're gonna get to you.
Do they have like police armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like plated armor.
What?
Yeah, because you're like shooting. It's like ting ting. Like,
So you have to be
they're
very
bulletproof.
accurate. Man,
Like you get them right in the neck or something, and
pardon my sickness.
you just gotta knock them down. I mean, like really, like you've seen the little demo I showed you. I mean,
Right.
5 headshots, they can still be coming after you. And I recently started hardcore mode. No joke.
Yeah,
2
no.
bites, you're dead. You got to use ink ribbon to save, which is silly because the ink ribbon's literally right in front of the typewriter when you find one.
Right.
I don't know. Wouldn't they be hiding like separate? Anyway.
You would think.
But then, just like certain things like that to make it like more difficult, and it is, but it's satisfying.
Nice.
It's more interesting.
Oh, for
I
sure.
beat it like 3 times now. I
Dude, the
believe.
higher the
So-
difficulty, the more satisfying the win usually is,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, that's the free DLC for Resident Evil. Oh yeah, and they dropped the 98 polygon skins for Leon and Claire as well.
Cool.
That shit was fun to play with.
That's great.
Just seeing them like talk with all these, like the new Resident Evil engine, like graphics. The other characters are
Right.
talking to, and they're all like blocky. Their mouths aren't moving, and they hold their guns. It's like this.
That's so funny. They're like
It's
super
fun.
unarticulate. That's great.
Yeah,
Just big mittens.
that's right.
I'm into it.
All right, so now we will go ahead and move into TV. So recently, Matt introduced me to this show on Netflix.
Yeah.
called Kingdom.
I didn't finish it. We started it together, and it was a little slow to begin with, but you
Yeah.
told me that it picked up.
Yeah, so it definitely was a bit slow. I felt like the first 3 episodes, and those were the episodes we saw together. And then I
So is it?
I had to finish it because I hate not finishing stuff.
So let's
Yeah.
give a quick overview of what the show is, more or less.
Well,
So it's what, feudal Korea?
it's Korea. It's
Okay.
Korea.
So in the past, it's a period piece in Korea, and it's like royalty and like inner workings, and then a zombie outbreak in the middle of it.
Right. Zombie outbreak by a plant.
A plant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, a mysterious plant. They actually talked about
That's
that in
right.
episode
In the
3
very
or 2.
in the very first episode, you see him like
There we go.
like preparing the plant, and they talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember the dialogue.
Yeah. It's from a strange plant. So yeah,
we
kind of strange zombie outbreak. Definitely different than what we recently have seen with like
The more traditional stuff, yeah.
well, like for example, Train to Busan. It's
Okay.
another Korean zombie film.
Yeah.
And
I didn't watch that one.
Definitely different. And
I still need to.
stylistically, like we see them sleeping at night.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, like and all pretzeled together.
Right.
That was really weird. But yeah, it was just kind of slow in the beginning. But I think what that was is like a lot of like character introduction. They had to, they never explained what those hats were. I guess that's just a traditional thing. They eventually lose them.
Dude, the hats are to denote
kidding.
rank,
I know.
But dude, those hats though.
Oops.
Those hats though.
Right?
Hella funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you get those?
They're great.
But
I liked a few of them. I would rock some.
I can't for the life of me right now remember any of their names. But basically it follows a prince.
Yes, it follows
And
the prince of the whole hierarchy storyline
Right.
at the beginning for sure.
And then his father is in relations or was in relations with a super young girl
right.
whom he impregnated.
Ugh.
And
Yeah, and it was the prince's fiance to begin with.
was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's why he made a big deal. Like he was gonna go see his father.
That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty awful.
But then eventually he finds out what happened to his father. And yeah, that just makes matters worse for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you would suggest this?
It starts picking up right at 4. I definitely don't want to spoil too much because this is a brand new show. It just came out in January, I believe.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, no, something like that.
And it's definitely ends with a cliffhanger. So,
Cool.
and I have heard from another friend that it was confirmed for a season 2
Nice.
already. So
you're into it.
let's
You're
go.
sold.
Yeah. It's only 6 episodes. However, like I said, just stick in for the ride for the first 3. That's going to give you info that you're going to need later on. Mm-hmm. Very key factors. There's a
World
reason
building.
why it's slow like that.
Right.
And then right at 4 and up, that's
Goes full throttle.
man, full throttle. Yeah, dude. Like it just goes fast.
Nice.
And there's certain parts. You find out like. Yeah, I ain't even gonna say it actually because that's just gonna spoil it. It's just so good.
Yeah.
You just gotta check it out. Again, it's called Kingdom, Netflix. Try it out. It's a freaking great show.
Yeah, I'm into it, dude.
It was good, man. Yeah,
So,
you need to finish it.
Where are we at, Ian?
Huh?
True Detective.
True Detective, man. Where are we there? I would say,
Dude, we have 1 episode left.
you just told me that, and it's a surprise. It feels like it just started.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm so into it.
Yeah, this season has been great. They finally had a connection to the first season, in that this pedophile or whatever, this like main bad antagonist of this season is connected to whatever sex ring they had going on in season 1.
That was a great reveal, though. Like, they
Man.
show you the newspaper.
Yeah.
There's McConaughey.
I read about that.
And, I'm blanking his name. Harrelson. Just
Woody
chilling
Harrelson,
there.
yeah, right. It was great. So I
It was, man. Because
fangirled out.
it bridges that together.
Right.
Like, you're like, okay, cool. Same universe.
Absolutely.
And essentially same targets.
It makes me wonder because the end of season 1 was so supernatural in a weird way that this season
Overtones.
like that is connected with that, like how it's within that universe. So maybe we'll explore more in the future.
Who knows?
That first season was probably a very like quick window into what we could.
What if
I
they
don't know.
visit them? Would they still be alive if they visit him as old man? They'd be older men. They were older, I think.
I don't know. They're
Or
both.
no, these guys are older.
I know McConaughey is an executive producer of the show. I don't know if Woody Harrelson is. He might be. So he's got his fingers in it. He could cameo.
Dude, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Like they're all a bunch of old men.
Maybe
like,
they'll be in the next episode. How fucking cool is that?
bunch of old men jogging down the street trying to stop a kill.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's basically what we're getting right now, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, I do too. Like I laugh, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
Their performances are just too good,
Dude,
man. Like this show's so great.
why is Steven Dorff so good in this season? Why hasn't he gotten so much more work?
Oh well,
Like
people
I
just
don't,
look down on him. Probably that's why.
he is a
I've always liked
fantastic
him.
actor.
Whenever
like,
I see him, like I'm always satisfied with his role.
for sure. I can't wait to see him
I
in
haven't
more
liked
stuff.
him in Blade.
After this, he's gonna blow up because Mahershala Ali is already blown up. Like he's
Oh, yeah.
already in literally.
I mean, Luke
everything.
Cage caught my eye. I was like, okay.
Well, I was talking about this today. I think the first thing I saw him in was House of Cards.
Okay.
Remy Denton. He was he was his protege who basically grew out of the shoes of being a protege. He was more, he had more than that to offer. So basically he like became his own shark within the governmental system. Yeah, he was badass in that show. As far as I remember watching, I only watched like part of season 3. Like I didn't get all that far.
Shit.
Got pretty ridiculous, and then Kevin Spacey. Basically. But yeah, we were also talking about Kevin Spacey and all that shit. So
anyway,
that's
moving
a whole
on.
tangent,
So True Detective season 3. You're not watching it now. Why not? What's wrong with you?
Maybe because you're
So
waiting to
good.
binge the whole season.
No, they just don't have HBO. Maybe.
Well, yeah. But to be honest, the anticipation between like each episode has been so worth it.
Gotcha.
I've loved this experience of watching it. Just
Same
as good
here.
as the first season in a lot of ways.
Really, right? It makes me want to rewatch the first season.
Oh, me too. I'm going to.
Right?
I'm going to.
I gotta find out where, but yeah.
Well, I have HBO now. That's how I'm watching it.
Oh.
So I can watch whatever.
I have HBO, so maybe I have access to that.
Yeah, totally. You do. It's
Okay.
HBO Go for you. HBO Now is the
It's like a phone
solo
version.
thing.
Oh,
well, you
okay.
can watch HBO Go on your phone too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of it. You got it, homie.
All right, so I know you would love to talk about Walking Dead and the Whispers, but I'll skip that for now.
Yeah, maybe.
Not a lot of people apparently, by viewership anyway, based on viewership.
Yeah, apparently their views are down.
Which sucks because honestly, this part of the season, I felt like started really strong, especially Greg Nicotero directing it. But whatever, what do I know? I can't wait for his Creep Show. Oh, it's coming up.
The Creep Show.
Yeah, on Shudder. I cannot wait.
Nice.
Anyway, let's move on to. So, movies. I'm gonna shut up here and let Matt roll with his movie that he saw without me. Saw his tweet. He still watched it without me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I probably wouldn't have been able to anyway. But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just fill our ears with beautifulness. That is Alita.
All right, so
Battle Angel.
I'm gonna start off and say, sometimes I get depressed and go to the movies by myself.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just joking. I don't care.
So am I, but it's not a joke.
Dude, sometimes going to the movie by yourself is pretty cool.
Dude, I do it constantly. I love it.
It's cool though. So dude, every time I do it, I'm like, wow, this is
So much better.
I feel kind of free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I can breathe.
Yeah. I can judge the movie for how I experience it, not how the person next to me is experiencing it in any sort of way.
Oh, I make sure nobody's next to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just I'm just by myself.
I buy the seats around
I'm in the
me.
back. Yeah, right. This is where my popcorn sits, and this is where my hot dog sits.
Nobody else sits there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alita Battle Angel. Bruh. I wasn't expecting very much. All the ads for this weren't selling me. What sold me were my friends being hyped on it and wanting to watch it.
Right
and
on.
So once they watched it and had their review of it, I had nothing to do that day. So I was like, all right, if it's good
Right.
enough, I'll go check it out. So I'll preface this by saying I'm super into anime.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And that is a big factor into going into this. This is based off of the manga Gun M, and I haven't consumed it yet, but I'm going to after watching this movie.
It's called Gun M?
Yeah, Gunnm.
Oh, wow.
Gun M
Okay.
is the name of the manga, and dude, this movie rocked. It was a lot of action, and I'll give it. Okay, so I really dug about 90% of it. I didn't like the love interest in this movie. It kind of shit the bed for me.
I mean,
to
they're
be
just
honest.
just a little. You gotta squeeze that love story in there, you know.
It was really unfortunate because I just didn't buy it, and so Alita is. I'm trying to sell this without like spoiling too much to it.
Oh, go for it. Come on. We're spoiler-filled podcast here.
All right. So basically, she gets found in the first scene as a scrap of just, garbage thrown from the Sky City. Basically, think Elysium from that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is the last Sky City after basically this massive war where the entire Earth was covered in Sky Cities, but this is the last one that is actually,
inhabitable or whatever.
It's the last one that's still there. All the other ones fell in one night during the war.
Oh, wow.
It was a war against the human beings of Mars. And
like
so
whom colonized there or whatever.
Right, yeah. Exactly. In the far, far future, the colonization of Mars warred against Earth. And the doctor finds Christoph Waltz's character, Dr. Dyson Ito. He finds Alita and he revives her with a synthetic body that he already had there, which you come to find was his daughter. What's his daughter's body, whom was paralyzed and then later murdered before she could be transferred to the cybernetic body.
Oh,
so rough. Yeah, real fucking heartbreaker, right? And her name was Alita. So the android-ish. Well, it's I guess she would be a cyborg.
It looks cyborgish.
So she has a human brain, but
the rest is machine.
Yes, everything else.
She's a robot then.
Everything else is machine, but it's within like a human brain to have like a unique personality or
right. But like typically cyborgs like half human, half robot. But she's like robot with a brain.
Sure. However, her personality is like very much so a human being.
Well, yeah, sure.
Very, very not robotic whatsoever.
Sure.
Very emotional.
Right.
And so basically you find out that Alita is one of the Mars people.
That wasn't obvious.
I mean, and that she is, and that she's like scrapped from whatever, you don't find out where she was scrapped from.
So her dad was like a Martian too, I guess then?
Oh, nothing about her dad. You find out that she's 300 years old. And that
from being in that body or
no,
just like before,
like her mind, like she's been a conscious being for the last 300 years. And then she starts engaging in like violent acts, like so basically there's a think like a Jack the Ripper type situation going on in the city.
Right.
Guns are outlawed. Everyone can only use blades, basically, or, blunt objects, whatever. And so we're at a point where it's like, it's a weird vigilante system where people can solve crimes by themselves, basically.
Okay.
So they're called like hunter warriors or something. It's like bounty hunters.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you find out that the Dr. Ito is going after people, and that's pretty much how he's making his living. Christoph Waltz is like trying to find this Jack the Ripper type character, and it's all these like cybernetic, really enhanced like
Reaper looking characters,
like disgusting monsters,
or Reavers.
Yeah, exactly. And so Alita basically suspects Dr. Ito of being the Jack the Ripper person, because he's being very like coy about whatever and like having injuries and stuff, but not talking about them. Come to find that. So she gets into these conflicts with these other people and kicks the living shit out of them, basically.
Nice. Stuff we saw in the preview.
Exactly. Basically everything in the trailer is like all the really, really cool
I was really
shit
bummed
that
I saw those. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, that is pretty lame, unfortunately. But
I've seen that trailer so many times.
Right. And so when she gets into these altercations, she has these crazy flashbacks to her previous life. And they are the coolest moments of this movie for me. It shows her assaulting one of the Sky Cities like running up a cable to the Sky City with other Martians, like all running to go and kill the other.
So she was like part of the cause of that?
Yeah, she was part of the entire breakdown of everything, and she was a hardcore fucking warrior. And you find she has they find a downed ship, and she like goes inside of it and finds this body.
Again in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Again in the trailer.
I was just about to ask you what's up with that suit.
So she finds the body. She brings it to the doctor. Dr. Ito's like, I will never connect you with this. Big explaino. You're this Martian.
That's the slaughter one.
This machine was built to interface with you, and you are the most advanced killing machine. Known to man.
She eventually have to use it?
And so she gets into this crazy altercation with Jackie Earle Haley's character, and he like cuts her to shreds. Almost takes her completely out. And so they have to save her, and they connect her to that body.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. And so like there's a bunch of other crazy shit in this movie.
So does she get super violent then? Like her?
She doesn't like go berserker or anything, but she's way more like fucking
advanced.
badass after that one. Yeah, like she's
got
way more agile. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, yeah, I love Robert Rodriguez, dude. Like his directing, I could see all over that.
Yeah, honestly, very much
very
so.
Visionary.
And there were some characters that I noticed from other like Robert Rodriguez films.
Dude, they're like a family. They're like Spy Kids. They're filled with them.
The one specifically that I noticed was like the extremely blue-eyed guy with like a big giant grayish like gray and black beard. He was in Machete as like he was
I think I know who you're talking about.
He was the dad and the politician guy.
Yeah. Yeah. In Planet Terror, he's making chili or his barbecue surprise.
Yeah.
Yep. I know who you're talking about. He's a great actor, and I can't even think of his name. I feel bad. He's a really good actor.
Let me look here. I can probably find it. Jeff Fahey.
Yeah.
McTeague was his character. So basically, he was another bounty hunter, but he had cybernetic dogs with him that did his bidding with him, and he saves Alita in that battle. Like,
he's a good guy.
Well, he's a bounty hunter. He's an asshole. But,
word.
He's in it for his own self. But the reason why he goes after, like, you'll see Alita in the trailer with these like
red marks.
That guy with the fingers, that fucking dude. There's this little dog that she like keeps feeding in the beginning of the movie, and like they have a little relationship or whatever. He comes in to fuck Alita up, and he takes out the dog in front of everyone.
Oh, rough.
And that was a great pun. That was so unintended. And dude, she kneels down and takes the dog's blood and puts it under her eyes. And goes to fucking war. Yeah.
Well, she's a robot. It won't get
Dude,
infected.
It was sick. Dude, it was so sick. It was like
that is pretty badass.
Oh, man.
I
was sad to see the dog. Man.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But it was a great movie. So it's set up for a. I'm leaving quite a bit out.
That's fine.
So there's a lot of other cool things. Like there's kind of a game involved, like a big giant rollerblade death match almost.
Ooh. All right.
Rollerblade robot death match with like human bodies, but like or human minds controlling these like big giant machines, like messing people up.
Right.
That's where he got the nails from. Is one of the fighters in the rollerball tournament was using that, and it was like too overpowered. So Mahershala Ali's character was like,
he's in it too.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Hell yeah!
He orchestrates a way of them like.
What's his power?
Taking that guy
or augmentation.
He's essentially straight up human, except for he definitely has implants because the main antagonist of the entire story keeps overriding his body and talking through him. His eyes turn like ice blue.
So he's like brainwashed.
And he starts talking.
That's crazy.
He's kind of a puppet.
Right,
but, when he's his own self, he does have his own significant personality. But he is a little bit underutilized, but it's Mahershala Ali, so he's awesome either which way.
No, yeah, that's really cool to know that he's in there too. It's gonna be a while I see this. Unfortunately, I feel anyway. I mean, I'm just about to finally see Overlord, and that was back in November when it came out.
Right.
So, what would you give a rating on this,
dude? I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are giving it hate because a lot of the dialogue is super anime. A lot of the
okay.
like,
What do you mean by that?
Like, father, Alita. Like
Oh, is
super,
it dramatic like that?
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I mean, Robert Rodriguez movies are like that anyway, so that works.
But it's very
like comic booky, right?
Super
comic booky to where comic book movies aren't comic booky, right? They're not that, like, they get a little too real sometimes, but like
Sure.
like if a comic book movie was really comic booky, it'd be like that, like,
Yeah, no doubt.
Thwip. No,
yeah, no.
No, but whatever.
So, all that being said, and my enjoyment factor of, like, you know, not really expecting almost anything and then getting a lot out of it, dude, I give it like an 8.5. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to remember this movie all year. I can't wait for the sequel. Edward Norton has a secret cameo. And I'm you know, pretty shocked that he would have one in a movie like this, but yeah.
That's true.
It's cool. I'm into it.
Maybe he's a fan of the material.
Maybe.
That's why he did the Hulk, apparently.
Yeah. It's kind of too bad that didn't.
Yeah, I was one of the few who liked that movie.
I like it too. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's good.
They still use it.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's canon,
obviously,
of course.
because Ross was in the Civil War,
and Tony's in that movie too. Tony Stark is in that movie.
Yeah, that's right at the end.
Yeah, but yeah,
word, cool. 8.5 out of 10 for Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah,
You heard it first
from me.
Cinebud Podcast. All right, Matt. I think that's about it. Until next week or next time, Cinebud Podcast. You can find us everywhere on social media, especially on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. And myself under Excessive Suppressing. Matt, where can we find you?
You can find me at Coriander Sprig on Twitter. You can find me at Great.Strength on Instagram, and pretty much everywhere else, just like that.
And just like that. Word. Cinebud Podcast saying out.
Peace.
One for the road. Peace.